Kagurabachi chapter 112 has been released, so let's go over it. The chapter begins 4 days later. The small dude, Ro, is reading a newspaper as we are told that since the battle between Chihiro, Samura, and Akamaru has declared war. Ro says that they couldn't get a read at Kamunabi HQ, so they only sent Chihiro a signal, but Bro just hasn't responded to it. They're protecting Iori, so they decided to not do anything. Chihiro then walks in, looking sad as ever as he breaks the news that Samura saved him. He blames himself for the loss because he held the key to the battle. Samura sacrificed his life to save them all as Hiyori asks if there's anything they can do, which surprisingly, Chihiro says that they still have a chance. Chihiro says that he used some dark power, an esoteric realm of the enchanted blades even his dad couldn't understand. So it's basically the Enchanted Blade's ult. The Magatsumi is the only one that can constantly use the dark power, as the other blades only have the potential to. Samura used it to burn himself so he could activate that power. Ro goes, and? Chihiro says he died once to Tobimune and then was revived by it. So Samura was turned to ash by Tobimune's powers. Maybe by using that power again, he could be... I think they're hinting that he might be able to be revived. Chihiro says, though, it is wishful thinking. Maybe the author is scared to have a Gojo situation. Chihiro tells Iori that Samura never gave up on his life with her, but it's life-sacrificing power, so they need a sacrifice to use it. Right? Nuh-uh. Chihiro used the dark power once, but the enchanted blade sacrificed itself. The blades also have some sort of conceptual life, I guess. So if they destroy a blade, they can tap into the power again. But what are they waiting for? Chihiro explains it isn't possible as of now, as it can only be used at the brink of death. They have to break Tobimune to even use the dark power. Iori tries to break it, which she can't, and Chihiro says he'll handle it, since he knows how to break the blade. He does need his broken blade, which luckily fell with Tobimune. Chihiro continues that the Sword Master wants to destroy all evildoers, but he isn't sure how that applies, so everyone should just lay low. Ro asks what Chihiro is gonna do, and he responds, Samura leaves this to me. He'll take the spark and make it bigger. We then see Akamaru with a zing on his robe. He thinks, you're cursed too. Then it's questioned, curse? What I got from the war was a lesson. I think this is an inner dialogue between him and Yura. If this is an old dialogue that they've had, I apologize. I don't remember. But this could also just be them talking to each other inside each other's bodies, because I'm not sure if Akamaru still has control over Yura's body. Chihiro walks into a blacksmith house. He puts on a thingy, then thinks that these aren't necessarily the right answer. He needs to see through the world with his own eyes. We then see all these different viewpoints about the enchanted blades. What kind of blade should he make? This was the most hype part in my opinion. We see in writing with 2 blades, new Enten and new Cloud Gouger. Oh my god. We get a slight flashback of Chihiro telling his dad that he wants to follow in his footsteps to become a swordsmith. Then we return to Chihiro saying he'll surpass his father as he slams on melted metal, part 1. End. You know, this chapter was most definitely a setup chapter, and it wasn't a bad one at all. I think the dark power is kind of funny. It just sounds like the enchanted blades can pop ultimate. A lot of this chapter I think is supposed to give us some One Piece foreshadowing, specifically because of the Samura revive bait part. I don't think Samura should be revived. We've already seen every other character get saved, but I'll let the author cook with this one. Who the fuck is this baby? I don't know. It's probably Yura, but I don't know. My favorite part of the chapter is definitely this end dialogue. We get to see the different views from Sojo, Kiora, Hiyuki, Yura, and Akamaru. And I really like how Chihiro's thinking about all those viewpoints, but really is thinking about his viewpoint and how he should view the world. I'm also excited to see Cloud Gouger come back. I wonder who will get this one. It's either between Natsuki or Yuruha, and I think it would be cool conflict between those two if Yuruha gets the enchanted blade. Speaking of Yuruha, I just found out that the little moron Hirohiko is still alive, unfortunately, so I'm not too happy about that. Anyway, solid 7-7.